Hey guys, I'm going to do a video today to document my house, to kind of show you what's going on with it. The backstory is that in July of 2012, my mom had asked myself and my two kids to move into her house, which was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, so that my brother and his wife and 3 kids could move into my house, which is a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. It's bigger, it's more what would work for them. And the deal was that Mom wanted me to move into her house rent-free, because at the time I needed another car, because my car was getting pretty old. Had a lot of miles on it. I was having a lot of problems out of it, sinking a lot of money into it. And my brother and his family could just pay my mortgage for me, pretty much, which at the time was $455 a month. Please keep in mind, I'm divorced, have 2 kids, I don't get child support, I don't get assistance, it's me, just me. And I was able to manage a $455 house payment and a small car payment, which I think it was like $200 at the time, on one income. Just myself, and I wasn't even making 20 grand a year, okay. My brother and sister-in-law make about 60 at least between the two of them. They went behind my back after I agreed to the whole deal and conned my mom into basically forcing me to drop the rent down to an even $400. That's all they claimed that they could pay. Of course, it pissed me off, but I mean, what do you do? I mean, I'm living in my mom's house rent free, and that was her bargaining chip with me for the entire 5 years that I lived there. That was always the bargaining chip. Over the course of time, they kept conning their way down on their rent, which of course put more of it on me, to the point to where I was actually paying half of the mortgage, which had got up to $540. I was paying half of the mortgage, and they were paying the other half, and then my mom was expecting me to pay her rent as well on top of my car payment. Again, my income hasn't gone up just a whole lot. I didn't even make 25 grand last year. Today is March 19th, 2018. I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not Superwoman. I would love to be, but I'm not. Again, they make 3 times the money I do. So, I had them sign a lease agreement, pretty early on. In the lease agreement, it states that their rent is $400 a month, and that I'm the only person that they can talk to about that. They would still go behind my back to my mom and convince her to force me to drop the rent. Sometimes even let them get out of paying rent. Just whatever it is that they felt like doing. Which is pretty unfortunate. And the last 4 months that they were here, they moved out on October 29th, 2017. For the last July, August, September, and October, they didn't pay a dime in rent because my mom told them they didn't have to pay rent. Again, she wasn't their landlord. I was. This was not cleared with me. Please excuse this little dog. But nonetheless, I mean, what can I do? I wasn't paying rent. And she started bringing it up to me that since I was not paying her rent, that I had to deal with it. That was her words to me, deal with it. Which eventually it pissed me off to the point to where I started biting back. And she told me that I had to get out. I said, that's fine. If I have to get out, then they have to get out. And they still owe me rent, which they have yet to pay me. They actually owe me 10 grand over the course of the 5 years and 3 months that they lived there. They owe me 10 grand. In what they did not pay me, on top of the $50,000 in damages that they have done to my house. We've already sunk about $10,000 into this house between the front porch and the little side porch that has been fixed, and then the bathroom that we had to completely gut. And seriously, from the floor joist, we took the entire flooring up from the floor joist up in the room. Took off the paneling, took down 2 walls. There was a wall separating the bathroom area and the little laundry room area. That wall had to come down. Of course, the floor had to come up. And then the interior wall separating it from the rest of the house had to come up because the floor was rotted underneath that. My bathroom went from being a 12.5 by 9.5 to it is now a 13 by 9.5 because we had to move back that wall. But I'm going to kind of show you around a little bit. It's pretty bad. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you now. This is my front porch. That washer they left here, it's not the washer that I left. The washer that I had was brand new. They burn it up. They would stuff it full of clothes and try to run it, and they burned the motor up within 3 months of moving in. Over 5 years ago. So this is part of the front porch. And this as well. See this trash right here? All that came out of the house. All of it. Every bit of it. And it's ungodly. I mean, they left stuff everywhere. There's piles of trash all the way around my house. And this, you see this black mold? This piece of guttering was not here. We had to put that back up. They had torn it. Either they tore it down or it fell off. I don't know what, but they didn't put anything else back up. Let water run down the side of the house. If you walk over and put your hand on it, your hand will go through it. It is soft. So there is structural damage to my house that they did not take care of. This is a pile of trash. That is a pile of trash. That second pile came out of my bathroom. That's from where we took that wall down. There's a pile over here. That's pallets. My brother liked to do pallet projects that never turned out good looking. He had good ideas, but Pinterest, he was not, unfortunately. That's another pile of trash. These shelves came out of the laundry room area. That's actually the color that the walls were. They are now white. Thank God. This thing, yeah. That's my sliding glass door. There was a porch here. They moved the porch over and boxed it in. Not only did they box it in, they did not insulate it, and they slapped tin up on the roof of it. There's gaps in it, so when it rains inside this room. And they also turned it up and nailed it to the siding of the house. I don't know a lot about construction. I know you don't do that. That's a big no-no because of that. Did not help the bathroom that they flooded multiple times, which is why everything had to be torn up. They flooded it so much that the linoleum separated. It shrunk from the seam binders, and then it soaked into the subflooring and rotted all of it. So everything had to come up. This is another pile of junk. And also shingles from the roof. Because my niece got up on the roof. Her and her brothers and their friends would get up on my roof. And I don't know what they did, but they put a hole in it. To the point that the hole caused a lot of water damage. And the ceiling in the room below it caved in. Not kidding. You can see the new versus the old. And you can also see damage to the siding. And I apologize for the color. I was actually going for a desert sand color, and somehow I ended up with red clay mud. I'm not happy about that, but what can you do? So I'm going to take you inside and show you a little bit. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes because my phone will cut out and then you're going to be left hanging. So this is my living room. All of our stuff is crammed in here. One of many rooms that it's crammed into. That's the box for the shower, the new shower that we had to put in, and also the new toilet that we had to put in. Because again, they didn't keep up with this stuff. The old bathtub is laying out in the backyard. I'm going to show you my new bathroom because I really like it. It is probably my favorite room in the house so far. it is pretty. And like I said, you know, the laundry room and the bathroom were together. There was a wall separating it. I'm not worried about a wall being separate. I just am not. But the flooring is beautiful. I love it. It's the scratch stone vinyl planks. We found it at Home Depot, and it's beautiful. And then there is my new shower. We still had to put in the handle in the shower head. But I like it. It's nice. And this is the room where the ceiling fell. And I mean, it's not a huge hole, but it's still a hole. It shouldn't be there, but it is. And if you'll notice on the walls, that's actually mold of some kind, because they never aired this house out. They never opened the windows. This house does not have central heat and air. It was not built for that. And there's really no way to put it in there unless somebody just gets really creative. And I simply don't have the money, because I know it'll cost a lot. And I mean a lot, because this is a two-level, 2,400 square foot house. I mean, it's a big house. So, not having a constant air source in it, this house draws a lot of moisture. I'm surrounded on 3 sides by woods. So you have to open the windows and air it out a little bit. It doesn't take a lot of sense to know that, but they didn't do it. So now I'm stuck with this damage, all of this damage. This is my kitchen. I took all the cabinets out, and I took 2 bottles of spray bleach and scrubbed these walls, because they had a cockroach problem. Now mind you, they blame all of this on me. All of this was my fault. Supposedly the bug problem was here. It was not. I never had a problem with any kind of bugs in this house whenever I lived here. And I lived here for 8 years before they moved in. I called Rocky Top Pest Control, had them come in and spray twice. I have not seen a single live bug since. All the ones that I've seen are the dead ones that were behind the cabinets. And you can actually see around the edges of the walls, that's dead bugs. I've not swept it up yet, because there's no point right now. I've got to get new flooring throughout the entire house. Like I said, this is a 2,400 square foot house, and I'm gonna have to put new flooring in the entire thing, because they have ripped every single piece of linoleum to the point that it does not need to be down. It needs to be ripped up. I would be better off with just the plywood underneath it. I mean, it's that bad. But these are my cabinets, and this is pretty bad. This is what all of my cabinets look like. They all have this black shit all over them and in them. Can you see that? It's all over the place. And that is cockroach shit. That's what the bug man said. So yeah. And just to replace the cabinets in here is at least $1,500, not including the countertop. Yeah. They got rid of my stove. They got rid of my fridge. I had to go buy new ones, which I got stupid and didn't think about it. Had I known this house was as bad as it was, I would not have bought them to begin with. I would have waited. But I went out and I bought a brand new fridge. And in this box is my stove that has not been used. It's been in that box since the day I bought it on October 28th, 2017. Not been used at all. No, I'm not selling it. It will get used, but just not right now. So I'm going to take you upstairs and show you. The upstairs isn't quite as bad. Of course, it's really just bedrooms and a bathroom up there, but the bathroom is pretty nasty. Like I said, none of them ever cleaned that. I don't think they even knew what a broom was, much less any kind of cleaning products, which the Works and Snowball is what you have to use to clean up here, because I do have well water. It does have sediments in it. It is what's called iron water. It turns fixtures and appliances rust color, but it will come up if you use those cleaners on it. Maybe once a month, maybe twice a month if you shower a lot, do a lot of laundry or whatever. It's not that hard. 10 minutes. That's all it takes, 10 minutes. This is the master bedroom, which it doesn't really look quite as bad. I did get up here one day and I cleaned all the walls up here and in the closet. Got those cleaned. And I came in here to the bathroom and I cleaned just a little bit, because a lot of the house is paneling, which I hate paneling. God, I hate paneling. But that's what's here. I don't have a choice right now in that. But there is some sheetrock, and there is some here in this bathroom. Now see, this wall right here was the color of the door. It was completely yellow. As you can see, I cleaned it, and it is a pretty white tile looking. It's that bathroom wall stuff, that waterproof stuff, which it's pretty, but I don't do dainty, and to me this is dainty. But I'm going to leave it because it's there to cover the side of the shower. I understand its purpose. I'm going to leave it. But if you can see the difference in what I cleaned and what I didn't clean, mostly because I ran out of cleaner that day, because I did all of these walls. But this is what I'm dealing with. And see, the shower, that is the rust color I'm talking about. They never bothered to clean it. Not the first time, and they left all of this. They just left it. They got what they wanted out, and then they left. And the rest of it is up to me and anybody that's willing to come up here and help me clean it. But my sink is covered in dirt and dust. And cockroaches. Now they're dead cockroaches, but still cockroaches. And you see that floor over there? Yeah. I get to clean that up. Thank God for those rubber gloves. But this toilet, it doesn't work. The flush handle on it does not work. In order to flush it, you have to take the back off of it and pull the chain for it to flush. Because they never bothered, like I said, to clean. So the flush handle is corroded. It will not move. I tried. No, I didn't use the toilet, but I wanted to see if it would work, and it does not work. So I'd also gotten up here and cleaned this little room, which is going to be my office. Cute little room, nothing big. But I spent like 2 or 3 hours in here one day just cleaning. Just this room. It actually took that much work to clean this little, I think it's a 9x9 room. It's a small room. But it was very stressful. Just for me, just for that room, because of its pure nastiness. Because that room was a catch-all for all of their junk and all of their trash and whatnot. 2 of the kids were living up here, and they kept animals in the house. And I don't mean just dogs and cats. They actually had chickens, and that was part of their rental agreement. They were supposed to get rid of all of the excess animals. I mean, they had a goat at one time. I'm not sure if they still do. I don't really care, but they had all these animals and they would just let them roam in the house. And in this room, underneath all of the trash and all of the junk, there was dog shit on the plywood floor. So I had to take cleaner and kind of soak it to get that up, just to get the rings from the dried shit up. So this is what I'm dealing with. So whatever you do, try your best not to rent to family, because this is what's going to happen. And I don't know what my legal options are, but I have every intention of exploring every one of them, because this is uncalled for. I moved my stuff in on October 29th. Like I said, it is now March 19th, and I have yet to spend a single night in my own house that I'm still paying for, because my brother and his family are nasty, and they don't know how to take care of anything. So, but I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and rest of your week, because after all, it is Monday, and we all know how great Mondays are. But like I said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.